Dr. V. Premalata. She pursued her undergraduate in BSc Biology at the University of Madras. She then went on to do her teaching degree in the University of Madras. Taking a keen interest in Sanskrit, she then studied Masters in Sanskrit with Karnataka Open University. She pursued her MPhil, which was on Gorakshanata's Amanask Yoga, which is a unique treatise that explains yoga, which is benefit of mind. She continued her studies with a doctorate in Sthala Vrakshas in the Puranas, a biosocial study. Her focus on research is mainly in different fields of biological science from ancient Sanskrit treatises.
Swagatam. Welcome to UGC lecture series in Sanskritam. Now we are dealing with Vichitra Karanam, that is the botanical marvels that our ancient horticulturists did, and it has been recorded in our scriptures, and it is a treasure trove for all the botanists in India. So, the marvels in botany, Vichitra Karanam, continues in this episode with cotton plants. The white cotton can be made to produce blue cotton, that is a wonder, and the seedless varieties of fruits were produced in those days. Karavira mango and the like produced different flowers and fruits belonging to totally new families were discovered, and then fruition and delayed fruition of fruits were possible. Varied colored flowers in a single plant was made possible. This and other surprises that baffles one and all is the ancient Indian botanist's discovery. These topics will be discussed in today's episode, and cross reference is Brihad Samhita, chapter 29 of Varahamihira's Brihad Samhita contains all the botanical marvels. Now, let me begin the episode with a small story. Once upon a time, there was a son-in-law who wanted to visit his father-in-law. He lived in a village. So, he had to walk through orchards and forests and everything and reach his father-in-law's house. His beautiful bride was waiting for him in his father-in-law's house. But when he reached his father-in-law's house, he was very tired, thoroughly exhausted. Then after a couple of days, he wanted to return back to his house, and the father-in-law bade farewell to him. His father-in-law, being a farmer, asked him about the route he took, and he asked him whether he rested under any of the trees. The son-in-law quickly replied, "Oh, there were many tamarind trees, and I rested under those shades of tamarind trees, and it was so good, and I slept and all that." The father-in-law gave him another route, and he said, "Please go by the other route. You will find a lot of neem trees, and please rest under neem trees." So, we come to know from this that tamarind trees give exhaustion because they produce heat waves, but neem trees give rejuvenation and cools the system, and neem trees, being medicinal in value, help the system. So, the tree under which you take rest also counts. That is why right at the beginning of the lecture series, we saw the auspicious and inauspicious trees, and some are not to be cultivated at home and some are to be cultivated at home. Everything has a scientific basis. Now, continuing with Vichitra Karanam, let us go back to the cotton plants. Manjishta tila yava pita sara saraihi jivanti dala sahitaihi manashilajaihi go aja viprachurapayaha shrutaihi vilipta karpasi prasavati tulakam khanilam. So, with the help of the following herbs, that is Manjishta, Tila, Yava, Pitasara. Pitasara is a variety of citrus, and the leaves of Jivanti, powdered Manashila. Manashila is a mineral. All these are mixed together either along with the milk of cow or goat and applied to the root of cotton plant. The resulted fiber of the plant will be as blue as the sky. As you all know, cotton is pure white. How can it produce blue color? So, in those days they used a lot of vegetable dyes and they knew which plant can give which dye. For example, different colors, different dyes that come from vegetables and fruits are used in our dyeing industry. Turmeric always gives bright yellow color and some of the vegetables and fruits also stain the clothes. So, from this they found out that they can somehow make the white cotton blue. So, this is Manashila, the mineral. Jeevanti leaves are these, and this is Manjishta, Rubia cordifolia. Pitasara is a member of citrus family. So, apart from this, other Vichitra Karanam can also be done in horticulture. Some Pakva Ikshu Rasa Vidara Kandaka Vilipta Moola Bhagasya Siktena Ikshurasena cha Taroho Akale Bhavet Kusumam. If the root of a tree should be split and sprinkled with boiled sugarcane juice, as also the roots are treated with the juice, the trees will have blossoms out of season. So, if you want some unseasonal fruits and vegetables, you can follow the procedure like splitting the roots and sprinkling them with boiled sugarcane juice and treating the roots with that, and it will definitely sprout fruits and blossoms out of season. Then we come to non-seasonal flowers and fruits once again. Tila Kali Vidanga Gomaya Vilipta Ikshurasa Sechitasya Taroho Palakusumam Akala Bhavam Manoharam Palati Lokasya. So, now we have Tila Kali Vidanga Gomaya Vilodita Ikshurasa. All these are important for non-seasonal flowers to bloom. They ensnare the heart of everyone. The roots of the tree should be given the oil cake of tila, vidanga, cow dung, and also sprinkled with sugarcane juice. Now we come to seedless fruits. Even in those days, seedless varieties were discovered. Madhu, Yashti, Sita, Kushta, Madhu, Pushpa, Vinirmitaihi, Modakaihi, Chadite, Mole, Nirasti, Syat, Palam, Taroho. Madhu, Yashti, Sita, Kushta, Madhuka, these are all mixed and made into a paste and applied to the root of the tree. Then the fruits will not have any seeds. The fruits will be seedless. Seedless fruits continues with the other verse. Madhuka Kusuma Gunja Sharkara Udumbarajyam Sa Madhu Nihitam Antaha Kandam Utkirya Bhadva Uparicha Pariliptam Vatsa Vidbihi Tarunam Janayati Palam Etat Swadu Sekat Anasti. A cleft should be made in the tree and the following should be placed inside the cleft in the form of a paste. You will have to make a paste of all the ingredients and put it inside the cleft that you have made in the trunk of the tree. The flowers of Madhuka, Gunja, then Sarkara and ghee of Udumbara along with honey should be mixed and placed in the cleft. The cleft part of the tree should then be tied up. On top of it, after tying the cleft part of the tree, it should be coated with the dung of calves and treated in the above manner. The tree will definitely yield delicious seedless fruits. Then if you don't want fruit immediately, what do? Tatkala nihitasya uchchaischhagasya skandha charmana baddhayam vriksha shakayam phalapako na jayate. When the branches of a tree is wrapped with the skin of the shoulder of a freshly slaughtered goat, that is the pectoral girdle of the goat. If you strip the skin of the freshly slaughtered goat, and wrap it around the branches of the tree, then its fruits will never ripen. It will be apakvam. The fruits will never ripen. So, it will be there for a long time, and if you want the fruits to ripe, then what you do is you follow another set of herbal medicines and it will give fruition immediately, that we are going to see in the following verses. Karavira mridita valimukha nalakaihi muleshu kilitasya taroho samvatsaram na yavad phalitasya palani jayante. So, if you want to delay the fruition of the fruits, you can keep them on the trees without becoming ripened. No need for any carbide or anything. It can be kept in the tree itself, preserved just like that. It won't ripe if you follow the following procedure. If the long bone of the monkey which has been trampled by the elephant, in those days they never killed monkeys, and in the forest the monkeys often got trampled by the elephant, and those carcasses were collected and brought back to the village, and they were using it for horticulture. So, if the long bone of the monkey which has been trampled by the elephant is bound to the trunk of the tree, its fruits will not ripen within a year. So, it takes a whole year for the fruits to ripen. So, you can delay the fruition. Now, we come to incessant fruition of the trees. How is it possible? Let us see. Badhva charmatranabhyam vidangam madhu dugdha lepita ullikhya shakha paya ambusheka chiramapi pakvam phalam dhatte. For the tree to bear fruits for a long duration, the branch of the tree should be smeared with vidanga, honey and milk, then bound with leather and grass, followed by sprinkling with milk mixed with water. Then the tree will have a lot of fruits for a very long time. So, we saw fruition which should be delayed, and then fruition which is for a long time. So, different types of fruition only on the tree, not using any chemicals, not taking the fruits and preserving in refrigerators, no carbides. All this we saw. Everything is in our horticultural texts. We should follow it. Then sprouting of the seeds follows.
Meena kola vasa mamsa dugdha sekena dhupatah sarva bijani sa ascharyam uttishtanti palanti cha.
All kinds of trees, seeds irrespective of the families, all kinds of seeds wonderfully sprout and bear fruits if sprinkled with the fat and flesh of fish, hog along with milk. As I told you before, fish contains omega 3, very good nutrition, and the flesh of hog is also mentioned everywhere. And if you sprinkle the trees along with these and with milk, then the seeds will wonderfully sprout. We come to the seeds once again. Ankola taila sukara shishumara vasaso bhavitam bijam sadhyo rohati nihitam bhumau karaka ambhasa siktam. If the seeds are soaked in a blend of alangium oil, in the fat of pig and porpoise, shishumara is the porpoise, rooted in the soil and sprinkled with karaka water, they sprout immediately and grow. So, alangium oil has been very helpful in 2 or 3 episodes, it is being mentioned. So, we will have to be cultivating a lot of alangium trees and taking the oil from that. The fat of pig and porpoise is a new introduction, shishumara, and if you take all that and if you make the paste and soak it in all these, and if you sow them and sprinkle it with karaka water, there will be immediate result. The sprouts will immediately grow. Then okay, the sprouts have grown, but you want huge fruits. What do? Bijam amradi vrikshanam pakvam meena palambuni ankola taila dugdhajye nihitam brihati bhavet. The seeds of trees like mango kept soaked in alangium oil, milk and ghee along with fish decoction and then sown, they assume huge proportions. Initially, the seeds must be soaked in alangium oil, milk and ghee with fish decoction. Then after some time, after soaking them, then they should be taken out and sown. If you do this procedure, the fruits will be huge. Then if you want luxuriant growth, what do? Basmani amelitam sushkam uptam udbidhyate saha palena asesha lokasya kritakautukam anjasa. So, it is so astonishing. The whole world will be surprised. In addition to the previous verse, this verse also gives a tip for luxuriant growth with inflorescence. So, here also you take the seeds and coat them with ashes of cow dung, then dry it under the sun, then they are to be sown. They grow into huge trees bearing fruits and it astonishes the whole world. Then we come to pomegranate seeds. If you want instant trees and instant fruits, this is the procedure. Ekavimshati varena kukkutasya ashrik akshitam tat kshanad dadimi bijam vardhate palati dhruvam. Pomegranate seeds will grow and yield fruit instantly if treated with the blood of hen 21 times. So, if you take the blood of hen and then soak the seeds 21 times repeatedly in the blood and then sow the seeds, the pomegranate trees will grow and there will be instant fruition in the tree. Then we come to different herbs that help in the sprouting of seeds. Matsya kola vasa mamsa chanaka kshara bhavitam yasya kasyapi va bijam dhruvam pushpapalam bhavet. Any seed will sprout and bear flowers and fruits if treated with fat and flesh of fish and hog along with the essence of Bengal gram. Chanaka is Bengal gram, that is also a very good nutrient with a lot of protein, as you know. So, any seed, irrespective of the family of seeds, any seed will sprout and bear flowers and fruits. If you treat the trees with fat and flesh of fish and hog and the essence of Bengal gram, the seeds should be smeared with all that and then sown, and resultant tree or plant will bear flowers and fruits instantly. And we now come to the Sanjeevani treatment of the trees. Skandhataha samantataha sukara astibhihi dridam kilito na samshayam nasham yeti anokaha. If a tree is pierced in all directions with the bones of pig very deeply, it will indeed never perish. It will live for a very long time, and this is the Sanjeevani treatment. It will never die. So, it is Sanjeevani treatment, and the tree should be pierced by the pig bone very deeply in all directions. Now, kulatta kvathatoyena taruhu pushpaphalam tyajet kimshuka arjuna tarkari lavana ambukshanena cha. The tree becomes devoid of flowers and fruits if sprinkled with the water of palasha, arjuna, tarkari along with salt in kulatha decoction. Kulatha is horse gram. So, if you do not want any flowers and fruits for some purpose, and then the tree becomes devoid of flowers and fruits if sprinkled with the water of palasha, arjuna and tarkari in kulatha decoction. Then you have different colored flowers in single bulb of Kumudar. Let us see how it happens. Nana varnaihi ghatitam kandam kumudasya सूत्र संघटितं घृत मधु विलिप्तं उपतं सूते कुसुमं तथा वर्णम. When bulbs of water lily are wrapped around by variously colored fibers and its roots are smeared with honey and ghee and sewn, they put forth an array of colored flowers. So, white colored water lily bulbs will only give rise to white colored water lily. Pink colored water lily bulbs will only give rise to pink colored water lily. Suppose you want pink, white and all the other colors, blue and all the colors together in a same plant, what do? So, the water lily bulbs are wrapped around by variously colored fibers. In those days, as I told you, they used a lot of vegetable dyes and they used to dye the fibers with these dyes and they will soak in and take the ingredients in the dye. And if they are wrapped around, then the bulbs will once again take in all the dyes in the fibers and they will conduct these dyes through the xylem and phloem vessels into different parts of the tree. This is what one may deduct, and the roots are smeared with honey and ghee afterwards, and honey and ghee also take in the color and they help in conducting these colors and whatever the ingredients that you feed through the roots into the plant, and they are distributed to the different parts of the tree or the plant. If you do this and they put forth an array of colored flowers, different colored flowers will be seen in the same plant. So, this is the explanation one can deduct analytically, deduce from that. And then the other thing is, these colored flowers are of the same variety, but only the colors are different. So, now we come to the next verse. The same water lily will produce Karavira. This is really stunning. It's mind boggling. Let's see how. Mahisha Karisha Mutraihi Mridita Visushkam Dinani Yat Sapta Kumuda Phala Bijam Uptam Janayati Karavira Vitapam Tat. So, what you should do is, initially water lily seeds are smeared with the buffalo dung and urine and dried for a week. Even the urine and dung contains a lot of ingredients and lot of enzymes and other things that is useful. When these treated seeds are sown, the Karavira tree springs from them. To summarize today's episode, the production of blue cotton from the existing white cotton plant, a rarity beyond doubt, is explained in this episode. The production of fruits and flowers out of season, immediate sprouting of seeds with different types of treatments, seedless variety of fruits and preventing the ripening of fruits still kept in the trees are some of the marvels in horticulture. Preventing a tree from producing flowers and fruits is a novel idea that the horticulturists achieved. Increasing the yield and the size of the fruit is one other technique that was followed in ancient India. This and other techniques were meticulously followed in horticulture. Now we come to the questions of today's episode. How do you make the cotton plant produce blue colored cotton? What are the herbs used in increasing the yield of fruits and flowers? How does one produce fruits and flowers out of season? For the instant sprouting of seeds, what are the techniques followed in Upavana Vinoda? How can one produce seedless fruits? So, these are the questions, and we will follow with lots of marvels in the other episode also. Dhanyavadaha.